Three, two, one. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Overwatch Bot League World Finals Season 2. We are on day 4. And so far, the games have been pretty interesting this season. I think 6v6 has added quite a bit, especially with the new ult code we have, which we've improved further from last time so that they will not ult on nothing. Very, very big improvement. So yeah, let's take a look at the bracket here. Yesterday we had Skycode versus Freaks, which Skycode won 3-2-1. And today we have the last of the EMEA games, which is Synth Lotus versus Duckling Crossing. So should be pretty interesting game. No like former players or anything. I think Duckling Crossing is one of our fan managed teams, so just a fan of the Overwatch Bot League. Signed up to coach this team, so he's picked the comps and preferred maps and all that, so should be very interesting seeing that. And we actually have a little interview we did with the players earlier, so let's take a look at that.
Hi, I'm Paradox, the main tank for Duckling Crossing. How am I feeling about our first match on the world stage? I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like we've learned a lot from qualifying and seeing the other teams so far.
Yeah, I think that our main strength is our off-meta comps. We play a lot of Roadhog and Morga, and I think that'll really help us as a less experienced team.
I also would say that 6 versus 6 has been great for us. Being able to play a lot more Zen and not having to rely on main supports as much.
For sure.
Most surprising match so far? Gotta be Freaks versus Skycode. Freaks was really strong in scrims, so I'm surprised they struggled so much.
Final words? I'd just like to tell Blue that we're coming for their crown this season, so they better watch out.
All right, what a inspirational final word there. Duckling Crossing seemed pretty confident. Any thoughts on that, Vegas?
Yeah, we don't really see anyone considering more unorthodox comps to their strength, but I think it is a bit underrated, especially due to not being able to be as well trained for what to expect.
Yeah. Yeah, especially, player managed team gonna be trying some different things than just the typical like Ryan Sigma or Ryan Zarya. So we'll see how it works out for him as we hop into our first map, which is Colosseo. This was Synth Lotus's pick. And yeah, I'm very curious to see how this plays out for Duckling Crossing. Looks like they're going with Mauga, J-Queen, Bastion, Sojourn, Baptiste, and Lucio. So we got a bit of a mix here. Bit of Brawl, bit of Poke. And they're up against Orisa, Winston, Genji, Ashe, Ana, Lucio as well. So, any first impressions from the comps here?
I mean, it's looking quite heavily leaned towards Brawl and Poke, just interchangeably between the team, not quite as much one or the other on the team comps.
Yeah.
The Ashe and Ana, Winston, Genji, up against Sojourn, Bap, and then notably I think Mauga and Junker Queen. That's a lot of tank-based sustain.
Yeah. Very rare that we see Mauga these days, and J-Queen. And it looks like so far fight's going kind of all over the place. Paradox ends up getting 2. And that's going to be first fight 1 for Duckling Crossing. Kind of went back and forth for a bit there.
Even without the supports, that extra sustain kept them alive against a DPS soloed out.
Yeah. Yeah, just the cardiac overdrive and the bleed for JQ is just so good when you don't have your supports. And allows them to play Lucio a bit more effectively. It can play very fast. Which is going to be a bit tricky, I think, into this Winston. This is going to be really hard for him. But here we go, another fight. No Garlic, just kind of rushes right into Parallax there. Graham's
Yeah,
getting set up.
Huge mistake. Gets killed by the bleed.
Yeah, forces Immortality Field early. Haka trying to
Let's see
flank
if they can
around.
continue to hold. Looking pretty tight, but Winston hit with Repulsor. Heavy damage there.
And yeah,
Point blank
Duckling.
nade on Lucio.
Yeah. Looking good for Duckling Crossing. I mean, this player-made comp seems to be working out pretty well for them. And they're going to be approaching the first checkpoint here. Not trying to take too much space here. They don't want to get poked out early, especially with the Winston who can just dive behind you and cut off your escape route. Looks like your Synth Lotus going to try and go over bridge. Here we go. Rose diving straight in here. Almost got ult. And here's the Terra. Huge Terra. Draws everyone in.
Big.
Oh. Just... There's the sound barrier as well.
Double barrier.
Parapops fronts, no primal or foundation to use, and Duckling Crossing gonna keep going there. I think the Terror could have definitely done a lot more damage, but I think Rose got a bit scared and just did it early and trying to escape, but unfortunately, that was not the move.
Yeah. Firebird was the only one to escape the initial conflict there, using his beat.
Yeah. And then Firebird just gets
tried
picked
to
off.
stop the push.
Yeah. So both teams have some ults in the bank. Mainly looking at the Arty and damage window. A Blade isn't going to be able to do much against those. And here comes the Arty and the damage window. Oh, and Hawka's Killboat right as he pops the Blade.
Damage window is quite well placed here. Couldn't see something out of it.
Yeah, I mean, great placement for that window. Especially Synth Lotus is already committed to going down the bridge, so they just had to walk right into it. You saw Haka try to go for a very ambitious Blade, but just double damage with 6 people sitting behind the window. That's not exactly ideal. And here's final fight. The overclock gets used by Chainsaw. Oh, Chainsaw
Winston
slept.
on the rear here.
This doesn't have the support to stay alive back there.
Yeah. Invuln is out, right on point. That kind of secures the win regardless.
Yeah. And first match, very decisive victory for Duckling Crossing. Yeah, that was very fast. I mean, we've seen some push maps go back and forth, but that was not even close. I think just Ducklings Crossing's comp was so much better put together. Yeah, any thoughts on that?
It was a good fight. What more to say? They made it really clean. Especially, I don't think Tanks Guide once.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I mean, I think the main issue was, I think Winston, Foundation was just diving too much without support to follow up on anything, so he was just getting picked off first, and there wasn't much they could do at that point. Yeah, really, really rough, but we'll see. I mean, we saw it go back and forth a lot last night. Maybe since Lotus has something up their sleeve to even it up a bit. Like the next map is going to be Circuit. I'll be very curious to see what the comp changes are here. Because I feel like Duckling Crossing doesn't really need to change too much. I mean, maybe someone with a bit more mobility. But yeah, I think what they've got is pretty good. The Bastion especially we've seen be very effective in bot league in general. So I can't think of too much you could change. I mean, maybe like swap out the J Queen for like, I don't want to say Sigma. Maybe go for like a Winston or Ryan or something. But yeah, we're gonna hop right into our next map, Circuit Royal. Synth Lotus currently 0-1 against Duckling Crossing. Let's see, I forgot how crazy this comp was. I would hate playing. Yeah, this is a very diabolical comp. So much sustain, so much just raw damage output. Yeah, very well picked.
even if supports die on his Bionade, can just let the tanks have so much healing.
Yeah. And here we go. Looks like we're seeing a swap to Roadhog off the Winston. I mean, Roadhog has worked well here in the past, surprisingly. Seen a few different teams attempt Roadhog here. And then we also see Hanzo and Cass. Cass being a bit unorthodox, but High Noon, even if you don't get kills with it, is very powerful, as we saw last night, so...
And you'll also notice the only shield across 4 tanks is Brigitte.
Yeah. No, I
Shield
can
that gets
totally shield their
utilized.
team. Here goes Sleep right out. And, ooh, Foundation
there's
coming
Mauga.
out strong, just focuses down the Brig. But Graham's putting a lot of pressure onto that Roadhog,
Paradox
forcing
way
him to
on
use
the
all his
rear
bait.
here.
Oh, gets stuck in the small room. But it looks like Rose is going to
Yeah.
clean up a bit. Just Paradox left.
Letting through. Cardiac
And-
overdrive, help support that. Oh
Yeah,
no.
not-
Glowworm got on the rear here.
Yeah. Rosa's goal was able to survive through the Mauga cardiac overdrive. Ended up winning that fight for them. And now they're gonna start
And no one
pushing.
was actually touching point.
Yeah, just gonna kind of do a few spinnies for good luck before they start pushing.
Classic Orisa. Just kind of standing, waiting for someone else to do it.
Here we go. I think the key part of that fight too, though, was the Roadhog just making a lot of space and forcing Duckling Crossing to fall back immediately. And it made it easier too for Rose to play with the range. Didn't have to go face to face with the Mauga or J Queen immediately. Here we go.
Immediately popping
Oh,
battle
anti.
drought.
Yeah, not a
Anti,
great
but
play for
even
Parallax.
so, we're getting a lot of damage in right now.
Here comes the
Already
Artie.
squarely
Ooh, right on
point.
point.
That's going to be dangerous. Foundation held out quite well though.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of vaped through it. Just gonna be Rose defending the point once again, and pops Terra just to kill Chainsaw.
Paradox almost landed back in that.
It's gonna kind of be dueling from afar here. Pretty even fight. Paradox doesn't have
The
cardiac
situation
overdrive.
was reversed. Arisa would just
Oh
javelin
no, she
him up!
javelins him off the map! What a
Called
play!
it.
She kites him all the way around and javelins him off the map, and now she's by herself. She's gonna have to be very careful. Let's use gold immediately to negate that damage from Graham. And yeah, gonna go down. Very valiant. Oh, there's Dragon. Dragon goes
Good
straight through
Dragon.
Graham's. That's great.
Good dragon!
Huge
Ooh.
retake there, and Chainsaw is all by herself. God, what a retake. Good Dragon. The javelin killing Paradox early was huge. And now
It's
Foundation.
incredible that I saw that coming.
I did not expect that. That was very good, and that's going to be checkpoint for Synth Lotus, looking much stronger here on their other map.
Only
pick.
been like 3 team fights so far, so they're
Yeah.
got 4 minutes right now. Wait a
Glowworm
minute.
sort of
Oh
just-
no,
So
Glowworm!
he's all
What are you doing up
1v5,
here?
but he uses High Noon, and he
Wait.
gets booped off. High Noon not going to get any
He'll
value,
just
just going to
stand there.
force Duckling
The
Crossing to
issue
fall back a
is-
bit. Yeah.
Bots are really scared of high notes, so they'll still run back anyway.
And that's going to get them right to corner. Looks like they're probably going to want to use the damage window here. They need to make some space, get a hard reset. But Foundation preemptively uses Whole Hog
Yeah.
instead.
Foundation already half.
But
There we go. He
Chainsaw
goes
putting
down.
in work here with the overclock.
What is up with Glowworm this game? He'll get like 1 solid kill, but then he'll try and sit back or sit way too forward.
Just kind of staggering Rose here. Bit of a payback. Oh, but she gets the Terra!
Could it be big?
It's huge! That's 2 out for 1.
Rose
That's
still
a
goes
great
down,
trade.
but the team is already trickling in.
And Paradox
No
is anti
garlic,
and slept.
sleeps Paradox, and
Oh,
then
but
everyone falls back.
The rest of
before
the
no
team
garlic.
doesn't follow up on it.
Can, can it?
Pops
Turret.
turret
No,
just to
do it.
kill no garlic. Oh my gosh, here comes the Artie Kitsune
this
rushing
is a really good
response.
spot for
Oh,
Artie.
Foundation
You could
barely
see Foundation
survives
go
the
down here.
Artie.
Glowworm goes down. It's Foundation alone on point.
Oh,
Solo
there's
ulting
no more
Foundation
healing.
here.
Parallax solo ults Foundation, removes any ability to stay alive in that fight, just gets a hard reset. What a match this has been.
really goofy, but
Very
what a
goofy.
match.
Yeah. Gonna be full reset for Synth Lotus. Looks like Assembly and Chainsaw going up ahead, just doing a bit of poking. Get the Disruptor out around the corner. Foundation misses the hook. Both teams are regrouped now. Here comes the Nano.
Yep. Pretty expected move. We have support ult for support ult.
Oh, here comes the cage. And
But
Rose's attention gets
He's
split.
gonna get some picks with it. Firebird is kind of stuck in Repulsor there.
Yeah, I mean, they were in a decent spot with the Nano, made a lot of space and forced the cage, but unfortunately, I think Rose's attention was just split. She's trying to hit multiple targets. Not ideal. That's gonna be only a dragon ready for Synth Lotus. Meanwhile, you only have a window for Duckling Crossing. Which, I mean, decent counter to it. Gonna stop any follow-up. The Foundation goes in by himself. Rest of the team's gonna struggle to keep up. And here comes the damage window. There's the dragon as well.
Wow.
4K
six?
dragon.
Aw.
Huge dragon there. I mean, like I said, just gonna one or the other. Oh, Parallax is poking from. Oh my goodness! Here's a high noon.
Run
He
for it.
Doesn't
Run for it.
has a chance
Oh,
to
could he
kill.
go back in
Oh,
line
what
of
did-
sight?
Oh, just stopped by the railing. That is huge. That's actually gonna allow Parallax to survive for another team fight. Here comes the whole
Classic
hog
railing,
again.
ruining anyone's chance at having it. I've had Widow duos just killed by those railings.
And yeah, that's gonna be, looks like a retake for, and solo ult to kill Haka. Glowworm valiantly rushing in to avenge his brother, but he is killed. Firebird putting in a bit of
Firebird
poke.
hopefully falls back here. But
He's gonna go for last touch, it looks like. No way he pulls this off.
What?
Really early Terror doesn't catch anything, and the team isn't able to touch, despite picking
Hopefully
up 2
that got-
kills.
Oh, it wasn't close enough.
Really good picks there at the end.
If
But
they had overtime, they could have made it.
Yeah. I mean, Firebird just died too early there. Bit too aggressive. But so far, this has been a very intense back and forth. Railing actually sold the round for Lotus. I mean, yeah, honestly. Yeah, because if Parallax doesn't survive there, then he isn't in that next team fight right around the final fight before checkpoint. So that could have very easily gone to Synth Lotus if Glowworm hadn't messed up the high noon. So this has been quite the game. I think the comps are working, honestly. Like, the dragon into window to deny any value off of that was really strong. Yeah, I'm curious to see. No comp changes yet. I mean, Junker Queen Malga on the attack is going to be pretty good, I think. Especially with the J Queen, you can just sort of full rush, force everyone back. Gonna be a bit tricky playing into Orisa Hog because that's just gonna stop you in your tracks. So maybe we see something with like Malga flanking, maybe Malga taking a bit of an off tank role, or vice versa. Maybe we see J Queen taking the off tank and just trying to put a bit of pressure onto the back line so they can't full hold on cart. Let's see what happens though. They're going straight. Yep, here we go. Parallax taking the flank. Paradox also taking the flank.
Firebird out. Glowworm out.
Paradox
No
gets in the
garlic
back
low.
line, wreaking havoc. Rose is focused down, and it's just Foundation and Haka. And they are soon to fall.
Absolutely swept.
Clean first
And
fight.
the fact they're actually pushing point, that's better
Yeah,
already than their opposing game.
yeah.
Getting good progress.
Yeah, looking great so far. 3 minutes to get to the checkpoint. Looks probably gonna get
That's
one more
like-
fight.
Yeah, that is not very far. They're down to just probably that last corner to checkpoint.
Yeah. Yep, here we go. Actually a bit farther than Synth Lotus was attacking. Foundation just rushing straight into the Bastion there.
Standing in Repulsor. using up all of his gas.
Yeah,
Hawkeye's
Foundation doesn't
gonna
have
go
a lot
down
of
to
vape
full
left to
fire.
survive. Gets the hook,
Foundation
but can't
follows.
follow up.
Glowworm goes.
And
Come
there
on,
we
Rose.
go. That's checkpoint for Duckling Crossing. Gonna have a very nice time bank here. Yeah, I mean, Synth Lotus has been really struggling on defense despite being so good on offense. But they did get forward spawn. So they're gonna be able to drag this out a bit longer. I think we'll see a fight before they turn the corner as well. Yeah. No ult's quite ready. Earliest we'll see is probably Whole Hog or Window.
Come on, Kiva.
Ooh, yeah, Kiva goes out early there.
But it did take out a lot of big cooldowns. You saw Anti and Hook out.
Yeah, actually,
Hawkeye-
fight turned around. Despite getting 2. Synth Lotus just gets scattered here. Rose all by herself.
Paradox
Misses for
shields
Foundation.
from Rose.
Oh, here's the Whole Hog into the room. All Paradox is trapped. There's nothing he can do. But Foundation being focused by Graham.
Yeah. Kiva manages
Wow.
to get back for a revenge.
Really nice play there. And it's going to be only one more fight. And it's going to be a very close one.
Paradox is way forward though.
Yeah, I mean, Duckling Crossing didn't even have to pop any ults for that. So, good value there. Are they even going to get a touch? They might not even get a touch. What the heck? And it looks like... Yeah,
Unless there's a hook or something. That's it.
Oh! They touched. They get the touch.
What?
Already comes out. 0.65 meters left.
Come on. There's Dragon!
And there's
That
the
could be
Dragon.
huge.
Dragon
That-
goes
that
through
could
all
be
of
their
them.
ability to retake.
Oh, but Jane Sauce
Paradox
getting
low.
picks in the back. Hawka trades it out. Here comes the High Noon.
Rams is not surviving.
0.65. And Synth Lotus gets another fight. They had to use, what, 3? No, 2 ults for that. They traded 2 with Duckling Crossing, which is great. Oh, Parallax is still hiding at the back. Oh! Oh. I mean, again, they trade an ult. They get the Terra and they trade the Rampage, but that's going to be 5v6. Looks like Duckling Crossing is just going to back off here. Or not. Foundation rushes straight in, trying to cause some havoc. Forces the rally out. Foundation's going to go down here, though.
I mean, Rally with Cage. Paradox is going to have so much survival capability here.
Yeah, and now this is a very this is a big disadvantage for Synth Lotus.
Rose gets smacked there.
Yeah, Rose is just all by herself.
Getting low.
Tries to use gold to
Getting lower.
survive,
Where's
but
the
it's not
support?
enough.
Wait.
And there we go.
Who got the nano?
Oh.
Wow.
And Duckling Crossing, what a map. I mean, they definitely did better on attack. I feel like they definitely rolled through those points. And even there, they traded the Rampage, which initially I was like, oh man, that's such a big ultimate, but it ended up working out because that gave them they were able to kite Foundation into that little stairway there, and that was beginning of the end for Synth Lotus. Any other thoughts on that one?
I am very happy with the improvements to the ult usage.
Yes.
Incredible stuff we're seeing.
Yeah, the ults have been on point today. Yeah, there's really good usage. Yeah, I mean the dragons too today have been amazing. Those were very good dragons. Especially the one that got 4. Almost unprecedented for bot league.
Of course, followed by the Deadeye who got nothing.
Yeah, the
to go
Deadeye
away,
was
like-
that was huge. That could have changed the match so much. But fortunately for Duckling Crossing, they are at match point. Gonna be heading to Eichenwald next. Looking really good for Duckling Crossing. I think they can probably just 3-0 this, honestly. I feel like Synth Lotus has been very much struggling against this comp. I mean, very, very intelligent comp here. It's a nightmare to play against, especially with the execution that Duckling Crossing has had with it. So let's hop right into Eichenwald for potentially the last map of this series. Um, maybe we might even have time for 2 with how fast this has been going. Only been live for what, 25 minutes, and we're almost done with the first series. But we shall see. I mean, Eichenweld, honestly, I don't think we've seen more than like 1 or 2 pushes to third. A lot of the time, this just ends up at a draw or just like 1 tick on first. So hopefully with these competitive comps, we'll see a bit more of Eichenwald this time.
It's just such a tough first point for them to get through.
Yeah.
Because they're not exactly well utilizing any skill to
Yeah.
mobilize.
They
just kind
run
of
it
run
down
through
main.
the bridge.
Yeah, hope for the best. Seeing Ryan Zarya, which is pretty much the meta tank duo. Duckling Crossing sticking with the Mauga J Queen. Got Brig Zen though. I mean, the Brig last time was great. That rally definitely helped there at the end. So curious to see how it plays out. We also have May, perhaps another student of D12. And not gonna hold up. Duckling Crossing gonna stay back a bit. Synth Lotus is gonna run it straight down mid. And here's the bubble pin. Huge. Paradox is already almost dead.
Yeah. He's
Oh, but
trying
the
to sustain himself
Bastion.
here.
Yeah,
Cleans up
Haka doesn't get much of a stall there. Not that you really want to. No one's staggered. Gonna be full reset very quick. 3 minutes remaining. I mean, decent ult charge for both sides. That first pin definitely helped, I think. But gonna have to play this carefully. Do not want to get that pin out too early. And
This
already
time we saw no pin.
yeah, just I mean, we trade Kiva, but again, the team is just falling apart. Synth Lotus very much struggling on first point. I mean, it's a hard one, but this is only 1 trade, and you might even get the Lucio staggered here.
Here
Yep,
he
Firebird.
comes.
Firebird has been
Ooh.
not amazing with these staggers. Yep, there he goes. And our Synth Lotus gonna take this 5v6. They're gonna be down in support. And no, they are going to wait a sec for the regroup. Just burning
They
down the
do still
clock.
have time.
2 minutes. I mean, a decent amount of time. 2 more team fights, most likely. We'll see if we can get any ults here. Rose got to get a really good pin. Might see another bubble pin. Nope. Does connect with Parallax, though. Parallax is down. Looking good. Here comes the rally. Oh, but Graham's just doing too much damage there. Gonna force Rose and Foundation back. They're so low. But Rose keeps the shield up to survive. Rose stays alive. Foundation is able to successfully escape. And here's the Shatter. Shatter only catches 1. Foundation just trying to brawl
And
out Paradox. Enemy bubbles.
dodged it so he could keep up his DPS.
Yeah.
Cleans up regardless.
And that's going to be all of Duckling Crossing back already. I mean, you use the Shatter there. That's been such an important ultimate in Bot League. And kind of just threw it away there. And here we go. Possibly final fight. You got the High Noon, which could be the make or break for this. And here we go. Here's the High Noon. Already comes out as well. Almost kills Glowworm. Gonna let them just walk on point right now. And Grams is gonna be stuck in the room.
Oh.
Rose forces the team back. Doesn't get any value of
Could
Transcendence.
be the move.
And here comes the Rampage.
Once more. Solo ult on Glowworm.
Yeah, poor Glowworm, man. And didn't even get the first tick there. That is really, really bad. Oh, shoot, forgot to switch scenes. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Thank you for letting me know. I do not know how long I would have had that going. But, I mean, not that too much has happened. It's just been fight after fight. Duckling Crossing staying strong.
I Reinhardt.
Rose just walks on point. Immortality Field saves him. Here comes the Blizzard.
Would be enough.
They do
Rose
take out
got
the
himself
Sojourn.
back
That's
from
2
the
down.
initial push.
There's another
Shatter.
Shatter and the beat.
That-
They did it.
incredible.
In
Incredible.
overtime, managed to use those ults wisely. Blizzard taking out the Sojourn, forcing the rest of the team back, and then the Shatter when they try and retake. Really well played. It's going to be 2 minutes, though. Not a lot of time to push, which a very, very long stretch here to the checkpoint.
If you get out another high noon, you might be able to abuse their fear of it to keep pushing. But otherwise, what? Grav, damage window would basically just team wipe.
Yeah, here comes the damage window. Early cage here and the grab.
Speaking of which, I have no clue where that grab was.
I don't know. But they ended up winning. Paradox gonna be staggered a bit here. Here we go. Good fight. I mean, you only had to use 2 ults for it. Assembly gonna be by himself here. Oh,
Got
uses
some
the
time
rally
to
just to
push here.
stall. Interesting use of rally. Not really sure I'd recommend that, but
Yeah.
I mean, you get like 20 seconds, I suppose. And
They
1
could
minute-
actually make it here, actually.
yeah, definitely a decent amount of time. Really? No ults. Use the rally early, so no ults for Duckling Crossing. Synth Lotus looking at a high noon, which
Or-
we've seen high noons on the bridge before.
Yeah, another solid pin on
Big
Paradox,
pin,
actually.
yeah. We
They
see,
can follow
oh,
up with that.
kill before the Shatter could get out.
There it is.
But Glowworms,
It's
he's
over.
forcing
They're
them
backing
off. He's forcing them off. But no one's touching card either. And Glowworm
Oh,
just
no.
goes and dies. No one was touching card during that, so they didn't even get the checkpoint. And that's... gonna
That's
be
not good.
team fight win.
That is
Or-
so embarrassing.
They had that in the bag.
They do have a shatter.
do have
is
Shatter
possible to
still.
make a comeback.
Shatter and Blizzard, but they gotta come back fast. It's gonna take them a while to get back, especially with the staggered May. Yeah, they had that. They all walked off point to try and follow up. Glowworm used the high noon, but then just kind of W keyed and died. And here's the Artie.
Just some standard C9.
Artie forced Shatter off the bridge. He misses the Shatter. And here's the Transcendence, keep him alive. Allows Paradox to keep fighting.
Right.
Runs straight in the back line. Rose goes down.
Rose goes down. That's not good.
No one's there to touch.
Man.
Barely just don't get the Blizzard either. And despite a very close first point, Synth Lotus does manage to push almost a second. Bit of a embarrassing little slip up there at the end, but not too bad. We'll see if Duckling Crossing has the same trouble on the attack here. I think the Zarya, I don't feel like is being utilized to the full extent that she could be. A lot of just
Yeah.
throwing bubbles out immediately and then just W keying and hoping for the best. I mean, even not 100% charge, you're still very fragile, so... Especially with only a Lucio. The Baptiste is going to give you some sustain, but... You know... Brig Zen, though, I mean... That's also not a whole lot of direct healing.
But, again, Malga JQ.
Yeah.
So, it's not
It
too
works
much.
out. Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Beats the city, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna see the same setup, just AFK on point. Not gonna... I mean, they know that it worked out for Duckling Crossing to just kite them onto point, and then... But they don't have a Bastion is the key difference, I think. The Bastion has been deadly this game.
Yeah.
Here we go. Paradox leading the charge. We're gonna be looking for an early pin here. Rose does get the pin off the map too.
Oh, very
Oh.
nice.
Very nice. Foundation takes out Kiva. Graham's just denied a lot of value here with the Ice Ball.
Oh.
And it's just Parallax left. It's gonna quickly die as well. Almost kills Glowworm, but not enough. And there we go.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think pinning Paradox being, you know, the main one soaking up damage, him being taken out right away is really big. So Duckling Crossing struggling a bit. Gonna have to very much watch out for those pins. I think I probably even kite it into Graham a bit more. Which is easy to do on defense. It's a bit harder on attack like this because Rose doesn't need to leave the point. She can just wait. So that's exactly what she's doing. There's Paradox. Jumps in so he doesn't get pinned. Ooh, nice Brick Bash to stop the pin. And Graham has free reign here for a bit. Seeing a lot of trades. And then Haka is going to be killed. No D12 stall for him. And this Rose was in the back there. Gets a trade onto the Sojourn, but now it's just kind of by herself. This is contemplating her next move. Spawn camp.
The next
perhaps?
move is spawn camp. Hey, what are we looking for?
Oh, goes for
There
a
we
pin. This is the pin. Now got the Discord. Got to play very carefully. Almost has a shatter, but gonna get pulled by the JQ knife.
Dividing attention at the least.
Yeah, it does allow a quick rotate from Foundation, but without that
and
extra
that's a
sustain.
game ender.
Yeah. Foundation tries to punch Grams to death. Firebird does get the
Paradox and
touch. Oh,
Parallax way
there.
back.
Transcendence gets booped. Almost goes off the map. Firebird beats just to save himself. They do kill Kiva? Oh, here comes the overclock. Glowworm gets 2. Glowworm finally doing something. Gets traded by Chainsaw. Very back and forth here. Firebird just booping her. Here comes the Artie as well, and the Rampage.
Damage window.
Artie doesn't get anything.
Can we
Damage window
get
comes
some
out.
follow-up?
Big grab
Run.
into a wall.
Oh,
Shatter into a wall. Doesn't make any use of the damage window, unfortunately, and there's no garlic down. Duckling Crossing gonna keep pushing. 3 minutes. Very rough little sec. Oh, we gonna push the cart? There we go. Very rough little ult trade for Synth Lotus. There's did not utilize grab or shatter well. If shatter through damage window would have been so big. But early fight for Synth Lotus. Maybe gonna try and utilize this blizzard here. Here it comes out. It kind of goes wide.
Hopefully.
Yep. And the rally gonna keep them alive for the initial push. And this is
Rose
final fight. Is Rose just
rotating.
are they just giving up? Oh,
Oh,
Rose going
there.
in for last touch.
With honor. He
With
won't
honor.
survive, but it's with honor.
And the ice block, Haka doesn't get out of it fast enough to stall. And Duckling Crossing 3-0s Synth Lotus.
Ridiculous.
What a game. I mean, that was pretty decisive win for Duckling Crossing there. All the confidence was not misplaced. Their comp was very strong, the Bastion especially. And then so much sustain with the JQ and Malga. Synth Lotus just couldn't adapt. Despite trying to, use the cast to just high noon them off point, they messed that up too, somehow. So, yeah, a bit disappointing from Synth Lotus, but Duckling Crossing is moving on, and they are going to be facing Skycode in the next stage. And do we want to go ahead and do the next one? I mean,
Why not?
yeah,
Of course, we're gonna say that, and it'll be like 3 hours.
yeah. I mean, next one is Team Iris versus War God. Now we're moving into the Asia region, and Team Iris, one of the best teams, 3rd place in the World Championship last season. Very good team. A lot of strong players on there. So we'll be seeing them go against War God right after this break. See if this pick
would be
does anything.
Pablo might be dead here if he came back up.
Oh, Wi-Fi cut out. Dawn, Pablo immediately going down after. EAC is looking great today. Shield one from B12, but that shield's a lot harder to time. And a big anti there. And they are all just immediately
Already half.
low health. This is going to be
Everyone's
easy cleanup here.
2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills. Smurf takes out E10 in the process. What did he do?
Yeah, Torba's an interesting pick. We saw how strong turrets can be in these kinds of competitions. Able to shield while he gets healed up.
We'll have to step back a bit. But Dambot pulls off the bio. Disastrous first push.
Oh, misses the javelin.
But Smurf missed Gracie as well.
Yeah, I got that
Fair
Discord
fight there.
orb. Not looking good.
Ooh! There's
D10
no way.
with the
Blue
Reaper.
pulled off that first fight flawlessly. D10 sitting back as you do, picking him off. Pop, 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 gone. EAC and I believe that is Diamond 1 sit alone. But tank down. He's sticking back a bit more. He's got the range. He doesn't need to be on point, but he does it just to be an absolute meat shield.
And Pixel Pride gonna punish that. Oh!
Ooh!
Guys in the back line targeting Diamond 1. He's getting shot from behind. Oh, but he gets Diamond 1.
Nasty quick punches there. Ooh, Diamond 1 out. Dambot out, no support.
Look at Dawn. Oh, almost wins the fight. EAC is the only one left standing. That was much closer than I thought it was
As soon as possible.
gonna be. Yeah. There's the Dragon Blade.
Well,
Oh, what a nice charge from Smurf there.
Smurf went for it.
And that was so risky too, because he had fallen. The fight could have gone very different with just pure mechanical skill here from Obo. And dang, nice rock on the Corgi.
See if it can follow up with a kill though. That's where it matters.
Probiotic focus
Big
down by
push
Kilo.
half. Friday almost full. Goes for the rock. Friday half. And they're pushed away from the objective now. Top 501 already half health.
And there goes Avalanche.
Goes for a charge. Avalanche down. Dragoon down to Nada Nada.
There goes Bloom.
Bloom and Jiangxi down. Could definitely turn things around here. There's
gets the javelin.
the other one.
Are they gonna use the Terra
Damage
Surge?
Damage boost, there we go! Dragoon pops this as well. There's Terra Surge. 2 down with Terra Surge. Bloom takes out top 501. Dragoon takes Strange Barrel. Sunset melees Necro.
Necro's very far out of position though. There's the Shatter.
Shatter!
Big Shatter. And there's the High Noon.
Steve Blue.
Gets a triple
Hey.
kill.
Nice! And Necro gets a boop on Sunset.
Nice shot by Sparkplug. That Deadeye. Huge there.
Just by pressing Q. And there's Terra Surge, finally! We've waited the whole game for this, and it takes 1. But Jiangxi capitalizes with Death Blossom to take another. Sunset finishes off Nada Nada and Necro. Jiangxi takes Sparkplug, and it looks like they take here.
The
You
Terra
just
Surge.
got caught up so much in trying to get the enemy off the point. You removed yourself from the point like that! Damage window out.
And the
damage.
Kitsune.
What a combo!
Using Zhongxi
The
though.
DPS plays out. Yeah, anti on Shanky, Warped, and Harbinger. Shanky is forced to back off. Low health.
Big Terra
There's
Surge there from
Rally,
Nocturnal.
There's Terra Surge.
Double
Bam.
kill.
Warped synchronize out. But now they have to at least hold it for a second while the bot is stationary. Shanky is holding out. Nocturnal is low. There's a big invuln field for a moment. Transcendence is out. Artie drops. How do you win this? There goes everyone. Disconnect. Loses that team fight.
Wings up. Going with Malva Bastion. Trying to mirror Warp.
Junkrat.
I think the Junkrat has worked out pretty well. We're so chaotic. It's nice picks. But doesn't mean much when you have Nocturnal jumping into the hole. Oh, he's whip shot in.
Clogged by Synchronize.
And there's the Death
There we
Blossom.
go.
Big Death Blossom for
Awesome.
B12.
Oh. Pablo back to ride!
There it goes. Gets Volbeat all by himself too. Fucking just in a weird position. Might get conquered.
Will Conjurer hits 3 times
Hey,
on
don't
this
give
map.
up.
Conjurer is
Let's
gone
get
down.
patched up.
But still, a lot of damage on this map. I don't think he'll be able to survive this. Despite Pixel
Move
Predator's
together,
best
man.
effort.
The Tramadas. Ults can be so good, but usually they're better off with safety.
Pixel Predator against Corgi.
Both teams almost entirely wiped out.
Oh, feel that healing breeze.
No more worrying about antis at least.
True, yeah.
Fight the back and forth here.
And it
So
works.
look at Cheaters is gonna go down now.
Yeah.
Smurf has to back off. Oh, caught the javelin there.
Here's the Terror Surge, but the Transcendence is out of position.
Oh, got a ult. Got sword and Kitsune Rush. Lucio might immediately go to drop a beat here, because it is tough. They pull through though. 15 seconds left.
Here's the
Still
dragon.
got beat.
Oh,
You've
but the
got
dragon.
Kitsune Rush insta-popped. Double insta-pop on Kitsune Rush. You've got Transcendence to counter. And here we see Smurf finally finish it off. Reaper does have Death Blossom still though, but that is it. Oh,
See if this
that
pick
could be
does
big.
anything.
Probably might be dead here if he came back off.
Oh, Wi-Fi caught out. Don Tabu immediately going down after. EAC is looking great today. Shield one from B12, but that shield's a lot harder to time. And a big anti there. And they are all just immediately
Already half.
low health. This is gonna be
Everyone's
easy cleanup here.
2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills. Smurf takes out D10 in the process. What did
Yeah, the Torba's an interesting pick. You saw how strong turrets can be in these kinds of competitions. Able to shield while he gets healed up.
Step back a bit. But Dambot pulls off the bio. Disastrous first push.
Oh, misses the javelin.
But Smurf missed Gracie as well.
Yeah, I got that
Fair
Discord
fight there.
orb. Not looking good.
Ooh! There's
D10
no way.
with the
Blue
Reaper.
pulled off that first fight flawlessly. D10 sitting back as you do, picking him off. Pop, 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 gone. EAC and I believe that is Diamond 1 sit alone. But tank down. He's sticking back a bit more. He's got the range. He doesn't need to be on point, but he does it just to be an absolute.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Overwatch Bot League World Finals Season 2, Day 4. We just had... Yes, Game 2. Yeah, we just had Synth Lotus versus Duckling Crossing, and Duckling Crossing won that 3-0. Very nice match. And now we are going to have the ultimate showdown of Team Iris versus War God, moving into the Asian region. Team Iris was 3rd place last year for the World Finals, and kind of honestly disappointing they didn't make it farther, but they fell to none other than Blue, so only expected.
Yeah, can't complain there.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be hopping right in to our first map, New Queen Street. Interesting map pick. Not really one you traditionally see from the Asian teams. But, I mean, I think we can expect Sunset going over so here. Pretty
Who would have guessed?
standard Sunset move. But it's the comp that got them very far in Season 1. So we'll see if it holds up with 6v6 in the new meta. Yeah, I'll be curious to see here. We don't know much about War God. No familiar players, really. And it looks like we're seeing Orisa Malga. Sunset on the Orisa, of course. And numbered on the Ramatra.
You must be fun at parties.
I mean,
Ram Winston is also interesting.
yeah, Winston here from baseline on War God. Winston hasn't been doing great this season. Always kind of struggled in bot league, just lack of setting up dives properly, I think.
Yeah.
But very aggressive dive comp here. Dive brawl from War God. We're seeing a bit more of a brawl comp from Team Iris, which is to be expected. This is what Team Iris is known for, the Orisa brawl comp. Here we go, already a bubble out. And there goes Umbrella to Zhongxi. Zhongxi getting a lot right now.
And again, he just has XL.
Yeah, very strong DPS player. And clean first team fight there for Team
Avalanche
Iris.
gets 2, Zhongxi got 3 there.
Yeah. Very strong DPS, very strong tanks, and strong supports even. Dragoon and Bloom doing a lot of just stats you don't really see. Sitting in the back line, healing, defending themselves, staying alive. Not the most glamorous job, but it works. And Baseline immediately jumps in, has to pop bubble to survive. And Torrent going down soon.
Cleared. Yeah, wow. Not a
Just-
chance.
Instantly, this is... Yeah, not a very close game so far. Very much one-sided, to be expected from former runners-up to the Season 1 championship. And I think that the main issue is just lack of team coordination from War God. They're going in with the Winston at different times in the Ramatra, so not able to capitalize off that space you're making.
Meanwhile, Iris will solo one guy out.
Yeah.
However, Avalanche finally gets
Let's
picked.
go down.
Dragoon goes down, Umbrella goes down, Bloom goes down, no supports now.
Ooh.
Torrent and numbered trade. Zhongxi.
Crow
That
does
could've
go
been
down
bad.
to Sunset's Terra, but unfortunately gets traded. Not a great use of the ult there.
At
War
the
God?
least, they kept the bot forward for just a bit longer.
Yeah, got the first checkpoint. And it's going to be a 3v6. War Gods really got to back off here if they don't want to get this snowballed. But they're not. They're going to just stick it out. Beat comes out. Transcendence comes out.
Beat
for Team
versus
Iris.
Transcendence. We do see a... Oh, numbered has popped Annihilation here, though.
But
Yeah, that is
bit
a
too
lot of
late.
ults.
Yeah, Beat and Pulse Bomb coming out there. Just not enough to do any real damage.
And Blade is out for free.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was thinking. That was terrible.
He's just gonna solo them. But yeah, not looking amazing here for War God. They had a bit of a turnaround, but didn't really use that advantage. Just too aggressive. Blossom and Kitsune rush for Iris. So we've got Annihilation, maybe a Primal here. Immediately pop just
And
to kill
I think-
baseline.
Yeah.
And
Bit
Torrent probably gonna have to
hasty
use
there,
Annihilation
but
just to
they
survive.
do still get to utilize it here, especially with the Sojourn.
Yeah.
TS1, move this barricade.
Here we go, Annihilation comes
And of
out.
course, Annihilation,
Forces Blossom.
Death
as
Blossom
well.
just to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Bit
Pick up-
extreme.
Primal and Nano coming up here for War God. Nothing on the board for ults for Team Iris, so gonna have to fight this neutral, but if there's any team that could win this, I think it's Iris. There's
6 minutes
baseline.
on the clock. And like 20, 30 meters.
Here comes the Primal. Hades gets Bloom.
Primal
number-
is actually
Ooh,
putting in work on just keeping on the space. But Crow struggles a lot here.
yeah.
And
And again, completely dry fight, even with the Primal. They could not win. Torrent just trying to
Torrent
stall
just
for
using
time.
Shield and Nemesis to try and get a few extra seconds.
Umbrella goes
Umbrella
in.
is an
Can't get the
easy
nano
pick
out.
there though.
Ugh. Terra on doesn't even need the Terra
The
really.
Kitsune Rush. Not really gonna survive that.
Yeah, they're just getting picked off one by one now. And there goes Hades. Baseline taken out as well. Just trying to stall a bit longer. Torrent gets the nano though. This could be big. Oh, but Transcend responds. Completely negates all those.
It's close. It's close. Pro is probably gonna go down here.
Yeah. And very convincing win from Team Iris right off the bat. Yeah, that was, I mean, they showed their experience. They, like I said last night, that once they find their comp, they just lock that down and they are unstoppable. And I think they've already found they didn't even need to experiment. So, yeah, let's see what do you pick if you're War God here? How do you counter this?
Personally, I think Crow is a big struggling point here.
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot of value off the Genji there. Just kind of one enemy, wasted blade, you know. Yeah, and the Winston too, even just not a very strong pick this season. I don't think that's the move.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna need to see a lot of these teams start doing a bit more research before these matches. See that, hey, Winston's not doing good this season, maybe we try something else. But now we're gonna be going to a map that only Team Iris has played on before. We've never seen this map outside of one that Team Iris played. This is Hollywood. Pretty, I mean, not a very popular map, because it's just fun. A lot of the time you can just get a full held on first, or it's just a nightmare to defend on second, so... See what the team is
We
doing.
think Eichenwald holds are bad.
Yeah.
But then we are faced with Hollywood, and entire mindset changes.
Yeah, I mean, Iris did full hold this when they played on it last, so hopefully they can do the same. Keep this lead going for them.
Yeah, that makes sense. You'd have to be invited first.
And we're seeing a Roadhog swap, also Cass May. More of a brawl poke here. Instead of just that super divey Tracer Genji, which I think is going to work out better, especially as a less experienced team. You have to be very coordinated if you want to run dive in the bot league, and War God is not very coordinated right now. So, especially, I mean, maybe, hopefully they don't fall in the same trap Synth Lotus did, where they thought that a High Noon just equaled a win, because they still messed that up. So hopefully the High Noon gets utilized more here.
Yeah. Okay, Crazy Sleep. What did
Early
the card
sleep.
do on it?
Torrent. Oh yeah, forced the nade just to survive there. And Sunset's kind of forced back. They're gonna kite a bit here. And first fight win.
Wow.
Yep, that's pretty.
No contest.
I mean, you saw there Sunset was getting focused a lot, so he just went into the room, let them kite to center, and then came back right in their back line. Not a lot of ult charge though, for Sunset. You know, those Terras and even Zhongxi with the Death Blossom, those can be very big. So, Torrent taking the side room. The shield forces Brawl immediately, has that Discord on him. Gets Zhongxi in the corner a bit.
Umbrella out again. It's not looking great so far. Hog can't even get onto point.
Yeah, just, I mean, they do get Bloom. Oh, and that's going to be trans out if they come back quickly, but otherwise, this is not looking good. I mean, and how do you even make this comp stronger? Maybe like a Bastion swap? But I feel like already War God's got a decent comp. They're just not executing on very well. You see Torrent going down main this time. This is the Vortex. Tries to go for Dragoon, but he's javelin back by Sunset. Great reaction there. And here comes the counter Vortex. Zenzang already out. Comes the trans. Just keep him
Umbrella
alive.
once again gonna go down early. That's both supports.
Ooh, and the Annihilation to seal the deal.
Yeah, I mean the team fights have been so crisp that Annihilation was overkill.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even need that. But, I mean, now War God has the ult advantage. Trans and Annihilation being two really big ones to get out of the way, and not really close to a Death Blossom for this fight, so maybe you get the High Noon, maybe you get the whole Hog. That's gonna be the only thing that's gonna win this point. Only maybe 2 more fights.
The issue is if they pop Overclock
And
and Kitsune Rush at the same time.
And here comes
That's a lot of
the
DPS.
Terra. Actually doesn't end up getting any kills here. Whole hog comes out
It
as
did
well.
get out some good damage. A lot of
Yeah.
it was healed already, though.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Mapcat got his heal window off of that charge, though.
Oh,
Die,
Zhang
yes he
Shi
will. And they
Blossom
finally cap.
Jaxes. And a minute left, they cap. That's pretty good. It looked like Iris was holding pretty well there, but they were just overwhelmed with ults. I mean, that was, you know, 2 very good ult usages, especially the whole hog. So, yeah, you traded what? 2 for 4 there? 2 for 5 actually. So, not a great trade. So, War God's ult economy looking very nice. Sunset trying to hold them by the
Here we
gates,
see
but Annihilation-
Nano up against Annihilation here.
Yeah,
Up with.
but oh, here comes the
Blizzard
Blizzard. in
could
a
be
small
very
room.
useful
Yeah.
here. Keeping squarely off point. Crow is able to flank. Get out of there.
And
And Iris is kind of
split
stuck
a
in
bit.
that side room
yeah,
now.
Torrent's able to block
They really
the damage
back
off.
off.
Him.
I cannot engage all of that.
Umbrella's gotta be careful. Ooh, Umbrella. Sunset gets a trade.
Yeah.
Gonna try and go back in now. Maybe just get reset. Yeah.
Umbrella has been so aggressive on the Ana. Hasn't really
Yeah.
been able to
Her-
utilize.
I mean, yeah. Even looking at her stats, 0-4, not really worth that. This has been second point. I mean, yeah, much easier to attack than defend, in my opinion. Looking really good for War God right now. One final fight before checkpoint. Still not a whole lot of ults for Team Iris though. Damage window probably gonna be used pretty quickly, I'd imagine.
Bionade to
but
get
the
some
Terra.
extra heals.
Ooh,
Nothing
Terra-
to really counter the
Yeah,
Terra
Suzu
Surge
saved
there.
Sunset.
And then Invuln Field goes out.
Transcendence just to make sure. The trans was overkill there. He didn't need to use that. I mean, you'll get Zen Zhang out, I suppose. There we go. Yeah, Transcendence is such a big one, especially when you're going up against Whole Hog or High Noon. So, again, Team Iris's ult economy isn't looking great, but they did at least stop it. So it's only going to be one more team fight, I think. Let's see.
Umbrella is probably gonna sleep early here. Not have a sleep cooldown when you need it. Yep.
Yeah, uses nade
There goes
early.
Nade while you're at it.
Ooh, super low, gonna have to back off a bit. Torrent goes in way too aggressive. Doesn't have supports, and Vitality Field saves them, but here comes
There's
the
Annihilation.
from Numbered. Oh, and counter Whole Hog, but doesn't really have the support here to get any kills with it.
I mean, it burns through Annihilation.
Yeah, I mean, you
but
trade
he still dies
Annihilation,
for it.
so yeah. But you're going up against Rush, Blossom, and Overclock. Now the old economy has been flipped, and War God is on the back foot. This is not ideal. High Noon is good, but they're not close enough to the checkpoint to make a lot of use out of just pushing them back. He's going to have to actually get some kills with it. And Torrent just rushing straight in here. Get some cooldowns out early. There's a damage window.
Oh,
Decent
that
damage
is
window.
brutal.
But they walk
lineup.
past it.
Of course, Furious.
Both teams just kind of back
He
up.
gets a
Ooh,
kill Numbered.
Bro,
That's big.
gets a kill in the back. Yeah, that's huge. That's one tank down, but Zhangxi does trade. Here
And,
comes the Death Blossom
yeah,
out of the way.
Not a great Death Blossom.
Overclock
But
comes
that
in
is
here.
Bloom and Sunset down as well. They could keep pushing here.
Yeah. Overclock could kill Umbrella. Oh, he misses his shots.
It's just Avalanche and
But they got a touch.
Zhangxi.
They got a touch. Oh, baseline comes around. Yeah, huge.
But Numbered is
wraparound there.
back. He's not winning, but he's still gonna hold.
They use the nano just to be safe. Yeah, Sunset just gonna have to go rush, try and
And now
stall.
Sunset is back.
Oh, early Terra tries to
Terra
pull
Surge?
baseline. Oh, but he doesn't get it. He holds it too
He's
long.
gotta get on point. Trend's on point. Perfect.
Huge trans on point to stall. That is huge. Really nice play there from Bloom, but unfortunately his team can't get back.
Yeah.
They used all their ultimates in that fight. And now, once again, the old economy is flipped. War God looking very good for third. Force Ice Block early. Zhangxi just trying to see what he can do. Or fall back to regroup. They need a full reset here. Rose also been doing much better on the Cassidy.
Yeah.
That early pick on
Definitely.
Numbered made such a big difference. And here we go, Numbered rushing back in. Basically
Alright,
annihilation from Torrent.
Annihilation out. Another Deadeye.
Deadeye misses, unfortunately. There goes the Blizzard. Dragoon does get Senzang, though. Trade for Zhang Shi. But now they have no ults for this fight.
Go down here. Oh, he grabs some Mega. Good.
See the whole hog? Torrent gets Sunset with a quick
Time
melee.
Bank is on life support here.
And there we go. 30 seconds left to complete the map. No ults except maybe a nano for War God. Team Iris has nothing. Maybe a Kitsune Rush if you can draw this fight out long enough. Which they showed that they can stall, so...
Yeah, if at that point they may as well have another 3 ults lined up if they can get out long enough.
Yeah, and it looks like...
Reaper is
one's-
gonna... Ooh, Reaper's down.
Ooh.
Changshi might have to get that next team fight, but it is not looking good.
Numbered almost goes down, but he gets the Suzu to keep him alive based on just trying to
Transcendence
stall.
charging like crazy. We could get trains out.
Here comes the nano onto baseline, but he doesn't able. He's forced off point by Sunset. No one can touch. Oh, the trans Torrent. Torrent just barely can't touch, and the trans comes in anyways. That was in the bag for War God, and they fumbled, but still didn't get full health. Ended up pushing almost all the way to completing the map. So that's not bad.
Yeah, in the bag is pretty debatable, considering their time bank throughout the map.
Yeah.
They were very tight. Which I suppose we also saw with the Eichenwald.
Yeah, right at the end. Yeah, so let's see. I mean, like I said, the comp that War God has is really good. They just need to sort of get in the groove and start executing on it properly, and they did. Good use of High Noon. We saw Crow was really picking it up there at the end.
Yeah.
Maybe my
So,
optics need calibrating, because I don't see any free.
Yeah, looks like no switches here. Gonna stick with what they've got. I mean, both comps work well on attack and defense. So I don't think that's going to be an issue here. We'll see if War God can try and hold a bit longer. They did cap with about a minute left. So that's decent, you know. Maybe try and force overtime. Because if you can force overtime on first, it's going to be very stressful trying to get through second.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
We'll show them a trick or two.
There we go. Sunset leading the charge once again as the main tank.
But he is very far ahead from his supports.
Yeah,
That is going to be
this
an
is the
issue.
javelin too. Gets hooked. Ooh, that's not amazing.
He's still holding space. Goes gold. Holding quite well, actually. Baseline almost goes down sweat. And numbered was even lower. Baseline can go down here. If you believe.
Oh, it's just Hades on point. So she's gonna start capping. He's got a touch point. Oh, he doesn't touch with the ice block. That's gonna be at least one tick though. Avalanche is super low. Got to back off here. Oh, nice
Not
little wall.
D10, bro. Not D10.
But he's got not on point. Could have stalled much
Takes
longer.
way
there.
too long to reset as well.
Yeah, really bad defense there from War God. It's gonna be 5.5 minutes to push through second. Plenty of time. And
Of
now-
course, as we say that, I'm sure they're gonna have something stupid happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, early first team fight here. And we see Torrent's already just going right in there. Gets the Discord though. He's gonna be killed very quickly. A lot of trades coming in here. Loom putting in some work. And they're gonna keep
Where's
going.
Dragoon going? Dragoon taking high ground? Dragoon taking low ground? Okay.
Dragon just exploring a bit. Yeah, this is a bit tricky. They're only gonna have probably one more team fight because they fought early with only 5v6. I only have one more here. Is payload.
Ace in the sleeve, you see.
Oh, I see. Yes. See a lot of ults coming up. One in particular is going to be used quite soon. Not that one, but it's close. Here we go. There's the high noon. Oh, but Terra
He doesn't
have
even need
response.
to see anyone.
Yeah, Terra doesn't catch anyone. Sunset's by himself here. Rest of his team just ran away.
And Sunset in the building. Support has no
here
line
comes
of
his
sight.
friends, but it's too late to save Sunset. Overclock comes in. Death Blossom comes in.
That kind of wasted out using the ice block.
Here's a damage window just to kill Number.
Very goofy damage window.
Yeah. And there we go. Nice little reset, but you used a lot of ults for that fight. On both sides. Unfortunately, Iris had to use a lot of their really critical ones. Ended up trading, was that 4 for 2, which is not ideal. Or 4 for 3, actually. Crow's just been doing enough damage to almost have his high noon back. But you're walking into Annihilation, Blizzard, and Nano with only Annihilation and Rush yourself. So here's the Annihilation.
Annihilation goes out. And then another Annihilation
Counter
goes
Annihilation,
out.
Crow goes down the
Nano
trading.
goes out. Numbered actually is getting serious picks here.
Yeah. Numbered ended up getting 2. Not too bad. They had to use the Blizzard there at the end. I don't really think that was necessary. And the Nano. But you got the high noon in your back pocket. Nothing to respond with from Team Iris. It's gonna burn the clock down most likely.
What did I say?
Yeah. Iris struggling a bit on the second point.
Baseline has Discord. Probably gonna be able to get in a bit extra damage here. Torrent is kind of singling himself out.
Here comes the high
And
noon.
there's high noon. Everyone leaves.
Uses it too early though. Thinks he can get a pick. Does get Bloom though.
Torrent is not looking good. There we go. Oh, using Sunset hiding behind the ice wall there.
And Iris does end up flipping that fight. They ran all the way around. And were able to survive the high noon. Come back. And... oh. Avalanche staggers Hades. That's big. Only a whole hog now for War God. Still, not a bad defense so far. Probably gonna get a final touch at least. Maybe? No. Fortunately, no final touch. But they're gonna have a team fight right away, so... maybe you get some picks or just die immediately.
Terra Surge on nothing.
Terra Surge
I mean,
doesn't get
kind of had
anything.
Crow suck, so you didn't want to walk into it.
Yeah, Whole Hog also doesn't really get much. Oh! Gets hooked
And
out of the
another-
Blossom. Very nice play there. But unfortunately, it doesn't...
Thanks,
doesn't
Bloom.
matter.
What? Bloom? Okay. Very interesting play there. Rams on nothing and then stand in the corner on top of a med kit.
And got the high noon again. They can't afford to lose this team fight. This will be game. Overclock comes out early. Torrent already being killed with the Discord. Here comes the high
2
noon.
minutes.
Forcing
The
them
high noon
back.
saves them like 20.
Yeah, high noon lets them stable, but the Kitsune rush is coming in now. Zhongxi goes straight in there. Has a lot to play with, and there's the annihilation from Numbered.
Zhongxi going for picks well antied, half health, was very ballsy, but it paid off heavily.
Yeah. So much damage. The backline was just in shambles. And Numbered... or sorry, Torrent could not get a final touch in, and that is going to be 2-0. Team Iris on match point now. Yeah, that was pretty rough. I mean, War God was looking super strong on second, but just fell apart on third. They were getting really staggered, and just not overall a good game for them. And this could be final map. I mean, what do you think that War God needs to change here?
Dawn, probably. It's so aggressive, but aside from occasional anti not really working out here.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Anna's doesn't feel like the move. Just antis this season have not been amazing. Especially when you compare it, to some of that crazy stuff we had with Blue last season.
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi and Healbot being the ultimate support duo. But we're moving on now to Lijiang Tower for what could be the final map of the series. Going to control center first. And I wonder what comp changes we'll see here. I mean, I feel like the tanks are decent on both sides. Maybe support or DPS swap, like you said, for War God. And actually seeing almost full changes here for War God, nothing for Iris. Got the Zarya Rein, the classic tank duo that Blue had pioneered at the beginning of the season. And then we also have Tracer instead of Mei, which I'm not really sure about that. I don't feel like the Tracer's gonna get as much value.
If they knew how to play Tracer,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good map. But,
Right.
just stand on point and try and survive.
Yeah. And then also the Lucio, probably not a bad pick, honestly. Gonna be able to get support and get set up a bit. Maybe that's what they need here.
And they definitely do get set up on point.
Oh, Pink catches Sunset. Off them.
Dragoon goes down, Bloom goes down, Sunset goes down.
What a play. The pin was perfect.
Impeccable.
Crazy. And that's gonna be a very clean team fight from War God. This is what they need right now. That was crazy pin from Torrent. Excellent work. Dawn himself, I feel like, would approve of that one.
Full round of applause from all Renmains.
And looks like they're gonna take the left flank here, but the spinning real quick. Sunset going in. Isn't going gold yet, trying to save it to the last possible second. And Torrent's getting focused down by the
Torrent
Ram.
is pushing off that. Yeah.
There's the bubble.
Even with bubbles, definitely gonna struggle a bit with Ram.
Yeah.
And even Sunset just being able to javelin spin.
Yeah, both tanks sort of countering the others. I mean, Ram full countering Ryan and Zarya, so not much they can do. But really quick reset here. Didn't get anyone staggered. Sleep misses, unfortunately, and Umbrella goes down immediately. Yeah, Umbrella's really not doing too good here. And the team's just getting poked out as they walk down. Quick deaths, though. Hopefully, no staggers. Gonna just have to play for ultimates at this point. Now that Iris is set up, this is gonna be nasty to get through. And 33 now. Iris taking the lead on the point. The amp in. Torrent looking for a pin. Oh, big anti. Finally the antis are hitting. But Umbrella just dies first. Numbered is quite low. Maybe get a pick at least there. There we go. Oh, but here's the Terra. Oh, Hades walks right back into it, despite everyone on point being quite low. And
as a Tracer player, would you consider that an environmental kill?
Yes, yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Close enough.
Yeah. And quick amp back in. A lot of ults to play with right now. There's Suzu, but the shield blocks it.
Shatter on absolutely nothing but a
big
shield.
Ajax. And now they got a reset or front
That
of
was like 3 ults wasted.
And the team goes down. And that might be the first point. I mean, you got Trans, Annihilation, Rush. Even if they touch, they're not going to be able to do anything. Dumped everything
4
on
ults
them.
out for nothing, yeah.
And there we go. First point for Team Iris. Not looking good for War God at all right now.
And there's Death Blossom regardless.
Yeah.
Death Blossom and Trans on standby. Annihilation almost there. What do you do about it?
Right. Yeah, I think if If he hits the Shatter, I think War God definitely wins that. But the Shatter being blocked by the shield was very rough. So yeah, now we're match point, match round. Sticking with the same stuff. Curious. I don't know, the Tracer's been decent, but the bots don't play Tracer well, so I don't feel like that's the move.
Capture the objective. Press on. This will be our triumph.
Again, gonna get there first. Hopefully War God can win the first fight again. I mean, good spot to push off the map. Here comes the pin. Oh, but it goes through. Javelin spin keeps him off from pinning. But there's big anti in the back line there.
Alright,
A lot of trades though.
looking
Sunset picks up 2 to
decent,
even it up.
There goes Sunset for Crow there as well. Decent.
Yeah, Jiangxi
But they
goes
hold?
down, number
It's
goes
so
down.
close. Reinhardt is low.
Yeah,
Torrent could die here without supports, but they still managed to pull it off.
yeah, a bit of a messier fight than the first point there, but they do end up pulling it off.
Yeah.
I think Sunset dying at first was crucial. And now the team's set up. Probably gonna get 30% again. Maybe, I mean, if Torrent gets a big pin, this could be easy fight.
Yeah, speaking of which, we could just see it right about now.
He waits too long, and he misses. Jiangxi uses Wraith form. And there we go. Crow does get Jiangxi, but unfortunately only 37%, slightly more than last point. But, I mean,
And
decent
regardless,
ult charge.
it is possible they get held,
Yeah.
especially with an Orisa.
Yeah, this is super hard to walk into. Gonna have to rely a lot on Torrent to get those pins in. But Javelin misses. Oh, pins into
Pin
the
misses.
wall. Yeah, just the Discord. Nothing you can do at that point.
Tracer on point, dividing the attention a bit.
Yeah, and that's second fight. Team Iris now surpassing War God.
You have Annihilation just about on standby up against Pulse Bomb and possibly Shatter.
Yeah, I think he can definitely get the Shatter if he hits these fire strikes here. Or not.
And yeah, like that, a fire strike right at that moment would have hit 5 people. Easy.
Here's the pin. Oh, he gets avalanche,
could
but
be
the
big.
Terra's big. Full charge kills both
That was
tanks.
solid.
Try to go for a pin to knock the Annihilation out of the way, but the Gold Orisa cut avalanche instead. And
Yeah. Just 2 tank ults, 2 kills per ult, and then your DPS clean up. Easy peasy.
I mean, the good thing is they didn't invest a lot in that. I only had to use the Pulse Bomb. I think they realized the fight was lost, and now there's Shatter. Gotta bait the Ram Shield first. There's Javelin Spin. Oh, he baits it again! Oh my gosh.
It's still a decently
Yeah, this is still
clean
winnable.
field in terms of ult. Like, look at that. What?
Oh, now we're seeing
Throw
Overclock
and
come out.
Dragoon sprayed out there.
And there's the grab to seal the deal. Torrent gets
Yeah.
one. But this is a rough fight for
Man.
him. Maybe he gets a pin?
DPS for DPS here. Come on.
Nope. He's got to stay alive. He gets one. This might be long enough.
It's possible.
He's
it's
just got to hold
possible.
shield. He's just got to
He's
hold
gotta
shield.
just go in there.
His team comes back though. Because this is
If
still winnable. They kill
Shang-Chi just
Zedrun.
pounded on his shield, he could have won that.
They take out. Oh, we see the Nano Tracer here.
Numbered goes in, he could die there, gets a trade. Sunset goes
lot of
in,
trades
he's
coming out right now.
probably gonna die here, but can it, they've got to at least
He's gotta get a trade.
trades with
Yeah.
+1s.
Baseline survives. Avalanche is
on.
gonna kill him though. Baseline.
Now for Crow. Does Crow go down?
Pro's gotta play this careful. Oh, Avalanche backs off. What a fight.
Very lucky for Crow there.
Yeah. You're still down a tank. Iris going for full regroup. No ults on the board for either side. This is going to be completely neutral. again, relying a lot on Torrent to get these early picks, or at least stay alive. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Seeing a bit of a flank here from Dumbird. Crow gets the first pick though, that's big. Sunset gets
Solo
stunned.
pin. Bloom almost goes down here. There we
Here comes
go.
the Deadeye.
And of course, the game changer number goes down. There's no way.
He's just the shield.
Oh! That shield.
The
That
shield
was
is
so ballsy.
Dumbird has been on point with these shields today. Blocked 2 shatters and a Deadeye. And this might be point. Sunset's got to go for a touch here. He pauses. He's and the sleep. What a sleep. And War God. Oh, nice right there, Jiangshi. War God somehow brings that back from 99. That is crazy. Excellent gameplay there.
Ready for battle.
Now to
And
make or
now-
break.
This is it. Final point. Can War God at least get 1 point on the board? They've been looking stronger, but this is gonna be such a tough one for Ryan. Not a whole lot of space to work with. You can swing your shield, or yeah, swing your hammer, not your shield. But the Orisa and Ram are just gonna be able to stay in that fight much longer. But again,
Saving
Lucio,
grace would be charge cancels.
yeah,
Get a tank or something off the map. But other than that, you really do struggle here. That's why I'm not a fan personally, just because it is not pleasant on Ryan.
yeah. And they don't even get point first. Don't use the amp. Probably gonna save it for healing. Oh, but misses the pin.
And Zen goes down.
Yeah,
Zen goes down. Umbrella goes down. Crow goes. I mean,
not a
Torrent
great fight.
survived for a few extra seconds, but that was terrible.
Saving the amp was such a bad decision. They needed to get on point first to set up their positioning, and unfortunately did not. But the quick resets. I mean, yeah, gotta get a pin. Gotta avoid the jab one in the Ram shield. A lot of ult charge already for Team Iris, though. Torrent just going straight in here. Oh,
See,
Zen'Zeng,
Umbrella
Umbrella's
with
low.
the bubble there. Umbrella dies, but Crow probably has plenty of charge. Or,
Oh.
baseline. Doesn't
Yes.
matter now.
Yeah, they got 3, but it still wasn't enough. And again, if you can use this Lucio amp to get in quicker, but they had to wait a second to get the full regroup. This is going to be very close. They're probably just going to meet in the middle. Maybe they can fight off point, be a bit easier without having to worry about the Orisa. Oh, Sleep misses. That could have been very big. But Vortex is out of the way. Oh, and they're just walking straight into so much poke.
One goes down. Umbrella as always down.
Crow does get Bloom, but
This could be a win without even using an ult.
yeah.
Just that clean.
Yeah, last fight. This is it. They gotta recreate what they did last point.
We're probably gonna see a Terra Surge.
Early Terra here.
Torrent singled out with the Terra Surge.
But yeah, charges it and it
Keeps
misses.
everyone off point.
That's one ult. Big sleep, big anti. Big anti numbered to solo. There we go. Here's the high noon.
And of course,
Oh,
Crow
Crow
gets
gets
Bloom.
and Sunset's
No,
all
wait, they
alone.
turn it around.
They're doing it
Were they?
again. Oh, the shatter misses though.
Shatter on nothing.
But they
Jiangxi,
trade Blossom for it.
he-
Oh, that was decent trade. You at least got Blossom. You still got Grav, Nano, B, and Pulse Bomb. But you gotta bait the trans first. That's gonna be the most important thing right now. This is... And they bring it back again from 99. Seems to be their
This
specialty.
is where a good Lucio would say, "You gotta believe." As
Exactly.
you have gotta believe right now.
Here we go. Sunset
Sunset
coming up
going
on
in.
point.
He could have got charged. He got slapped.
Oh, it gets pushed back.
You get Suzu out. Sunset
There's the
almost
beat.
falls off. Pulse Bomb is out.
Pulse Bomb out. Oh no, but here comes the
Annihilation on
Annihilation.
point.
That's just
It's
so
gonna
much
be
damage.
big. It's gonna be so big.
The grab comes out, but it doesn't hit. Ooh. And that's gonna be game series win for Team Iris 3-0, despite a very, very close game there at the end. Yeah, that was so rough. It looked like they were gonna pull it back there, but unfortunately, just the annihilation kind of sealed the deal. But yeah, really exciting matches today. Team Iris, take a look at the bracket. Team Iris can be moving on in the Asia region, and tomorrow we are gonna have our final match of the the first set, I guess. We're gonna have Inner Fire versus Salty Ramen. I think Salty Ramen has a player from season 1. Yes, they have Mitoki from Starbright, the winners of the minor league. So should be super interesting tomorrow. And then the team that wins that will face Team Iris, the final boss of the Asia region. So that's all from us. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to follow the Twitch. We're trying to get 50 followers. And make sure to subscribe to YouTube to see all the VODs. And join the Discord to keep up with everything. And if you have any interest in becoming a community coach, just reach out to us there. That's all from me. We'll see you guys next time.